Have you ever felt that little thrill of excitement when planning a trip, only to have a small voice in the back of your mind whisper, "But what if something goes wrong?" It's that feeling of adventure mixed with just a bit of hesitation. Because, let's be honest, traveling after 70 isn't quite the same as it was in our 30s or 40s. The world is full of beauty, history, and experiences waiting to be discovered, and there's no reason age should keep you from exploring it. But here's the thing. What used to be a simple vacation can now come with unexpected risks if you're not prepared. That's why today we're talking about 5 hidden dangers of traveling after 70 that every senior should know before their next trip. These aren't meant to scare you, but to empower you, because with the right knowledge you can travel smarter, safer, and with confidence. Let's start with something that catches many seniors off guard: the hidden physical toll of long-distance travel. Have you ever stepped off a plane or finished a long road trip only to feel completely drained? Maybe your joints ache more than usual, or you feel unusually stiff and sluggish. That's not just normal fatigue, it's your body reacting to prolonged inactivity. Sitting for hours on end, whether on a plane, train, or car, can slow circulation, increase swelling in the legs, and in some cases even raise the risk of blood clots, also known as deep vein thrombosis. Now don't worry, this doesn't mean you need to swear off long trips. The key is to be proactive. Get up and stretch whenever you can. If you're on a flight, take a short walk down the aisle every hour. If you're driving, schedule stops to move around. Even small movements like ankle rotations or flexing your legs while seated can make a big difference. And compression socks? They may not be the most fashionable item in your suitcase, but they work wonders for keeping your circulation flowing. But it's not just the physical exhaustion, there's also the impact of jet lag and disrupted sleep. As we get older, our bodies don't bounce back from time zone changes as quickly as they once did. Have you ever landed in a new country ready to explore, only to find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. or struggling to stay awake in the middle of the day? That's because our internal clocks become more sensitive over time. One trick is to start adjusting your schedule a few days before you leave. If you're traveling east, try going to bed a little earlier each night. If you're heading west, stay up slightly later. And once you arrive, get outside in natural sunlight as soon as possible. This helps your body reset. Staying hydrated is another simple but powerful trick. Dehydration can make jet lag symptoms feel even worse. A little planning goes a long way in making sure your first few days aren't lost to exhaustion. Now let's talk about something that's easy to overlook: the hidden risks of unfamiliar food and water. It's exciting to try new cuisines, but have you ever had a meal that left you regretting your choices? Food poisoning or digestive issues can hit harder as we age, especially in countries where food preparation standards or water quality may be different from what we're used to. A good rule of thumb: if you're in a place where the tap water isn't considered safe for locals, it's definitely not safe for visitors. Stick to bottled or filtered water, and be mindful of foods that may have been washed in tap water like salads or fresh fruit. And as tempting as street food can be, take a moment to check how it's being prepared. If it's cooked fresh and served hot, you're usually in the clear. Keeping a small stash of over-the-counter digestive aids or probiotics can also help keep your stomach happy throughout your trip. But food isn't the only thing that can throw off your health while traveling. Medications are another major concern. Imagine arriving at your destination, only to realize you forgot an essential prescription, or worse, that your medication has been lost or damaged. It's a situation no one wants to face, but it happens more often than you might think. The best way to avoid this is to always carry essential medications in your carry-on, never in checked luggage. Make sure you have enough to last your entire trip, plus a little extra in case of delays. And here's a tip many people don't think about. Keep a written list of your medications, including their generic names just in case you need a refill while abroad. Some medications go by different brand names in different countries, so having the generic name can be a lifesaver. Now that we've talked about how travel can impact your body and health, let's move on to another crucial but often overlooked challenge: navigating new environments safely. When you're traveling, everything is unfamiliar. New streets, new transit systems, and sometimes even different cultural norms when it comes to pedestrian safety. It's exciting, but it can also be disorienting. Have you ever stepped off a curb in a foreign city and had a car whiz by in the opposite direction of what you expected? Or struggled to read street signs that weren't in English, trying to figure out which way to go? One of the biggest hidden dangers for seniors traveling is an increased risk of falls and accidents. Uneven sidewalks, cobblestone streets, dimly lit stairways, these are all common in older cities and charming historic districts, but they can also be hazards. It's easy to get caught up in the sights and forget to watch your step. And if you're carrying luggage, distracted by a map, or feeling a little tired from sightseeing, your chances of stumbling go up even more. The good news? A little planning can make a world of difference. Start by choosing the right footwear. Comfortable, supportive, and slip-resistant shoes can prevent many mishaps. If you rely on a cane or walking stick at home, don't leave it behind just because you're on vacation. And here's a simple trick. When walking in a new place, take a few moments to scan your path ahead. Are there potholes, sudden steps, crowds that might push or jostle you? A little extra awareness can prevent a lot of trouble. But there's another hidden risk that many travelers don't think about until it happens: getting lost, especially in places where language barriers make asking for help a challenge. If you've ever taken a wrong turn in a foreign city, you know that uneasy feeling of realizing you don't quite know where you are. For seniors, this can be even more stressful, especially in large, crowded areas or places without clear signage. Before you head out, always have a backup plan. Keep your hotel's business card in your pocket, or take a picture of its address in case you need to show a taxi driver or a helpful local. If you're using your phone for navigation, download offline maps. This way, you can still find your way even if you lose service or Wi-Fi. And if you're in a country where English isn't widely spoken, having a translation app ready can be a game changer. Now let's talk about something that's a little uncomfortable, but absolutely essential: the risk of scams and targeted theft. Tourists, especially senior tourists, are often seen as easy targets for pickpockets and scammers. Have you ever heard a story of someone being distracted by a friendly stranger only to realize their wallet was gone moments later? It happens all the time in busy tourist areas. Thieves use clever tricks, like pretending to ask for directions, handing out free gifts, or even staging fake emergencies to distract you. The best way to protect yourself is to stay aware and keep your belongings secure. A crossbody bag with a zipper is much safer than a backpack or an open purse. And when someone approaches you unexpectedly, always be cautious. Kindness is great, but staying alert is even better. Another common scam: taxi drivers who take the long route to overcharge you, or unofficial guides who offer help and then demand an unexpected fee. Before hopping in a cab, check the estimated fare on your phone. If someone offers you assistance, clarify whether it's free or paid before accepting. These small precautions can save you from both frustration and financial loss. But perhaps the most overlooked risk of all is one that isn't obvious until you're in the middle of it: unexpected medical emergencies. Even the healthiest traveler can face a sudden illness, an allergic reaction, or a minor injury. The problem is, not every destination has easy access to medical care, and if you don't speak the local language, explaining your situation can be a challenge. That's why having travel insurance isn't just a good idea, it's essential. Many people assume their regular health insurance covers them abroad, but that's often not the case. Before your trip, take a few minutes to check what's covered and consider getting a short-term travel policy that includes medical expenses and emergency evacuation. It's one of those things you hope you never need, but if you do, it can be a lifesaver. Another smart move? Keep a small emergency kit with you. Basic pain relievers, Band-Aids, motion sickness tablets, and any necessary medications. If you have specific health conditions, wear a medical alert bracelet or carry a card with important details in case of an emergency. A little preparation can go a long way in giving you peace of mind. Traveling in your 70s and beyond is one of life's greatest joys, but it's all about traveling smarter, not harder. And now that we've talked about some of the biggest hidden risks, let's shift our focus to something just as important: how to make every trip more enjoyable, comfortable, and stress-free. Because let's be honest, travel should be about enjoying yourself, not stressing over what could go wrong. By now we've covered some of the biggest hidden dangers, but let's talk about how to make every trip as smooth, comfortable, and enjoyable as possible. One of the biggest mistakes seniors make when traveling is underestimating how much energy a trip can take. Have you ever returned from a vacation feeling like you need another vacation just to recover? It's because travel, even when it's planned well, can be exhausting. The long walks, early mornings, unfamiliar surroundings, and the little stresses of navigating new places all add up. And when you're over 70, your body may need more recovery time than it used to. The best way to avoid burnout: give yourself permission to slow down. When you were younger, you might have packed your itinerary with back-to-back activities. But now, less is more. Plan for extra rest time, schedule longer stays in one place rather than hopping from city to city, and don't be afraid to skip an attraction if you're feeling tired. After all, travel is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. Another overlooked tip is choosing accommodations wisely. Have you ever booked a beautiful hotel online, only to arrive and realize it has no elevator, a steep staircase, or is miles away from anything? The wrong accommodation can turn a dream trip into a struggle. When booking, always check for accessibility features. Elevators, ground floor rooms, and walk-in showers can make a big difference. And if you're in a city, try to stay in a central location, close to key attractions, so you don't waste energy on long commutes. And speaking of energy, let's talk about staying comfortable during travel days. Whether it's a long-haul flight, a train ride, or a road trip, being stuck in one position for hours can take a toll. Have you ever felt restless, stiff, or just plain uncomfortable after a few hours of travel? It's because your body needs movement to keep circulation flowing and joints from stiffening. One easy fix? Dress smart. Loose, breathable clothing and layers are a traveler's best friend. If you're flying, consider requesting an aisle seat for easy movement. And always pack a travel pillow and lightweight blanket. You'll thank yourself later. But comfort isn't just about your body. It's also about peace of mind. One of the biggest stressors for senior travelers is handling money while abroad. Have you ever struggled to withdraw cash from a foreign ATM or been hit with unexpected fees? Many people still carry large amounts of cash when they travel, thinking it's safer, but in reality, it's riskier. A smarter approach is to use a mix of credit cards, debit cards, and small amounts of cash. Look into travel-friendly credit cards that don't charge foreign transaction fees. And before you leave, notify your bank so they don't freeze your card for suspicious activity. It's also a good idea to keep emergency cash in a separate place, just in case. Now let's talk about something that can make or break a trip: staying connected. Have you ever found yourself in an unfamiliar place with no way to call home or look up directions? For senior travelers, staying connected isn't just about convenience, it's about safety. Before you travel, check whether your phone plan includes international coverage. If not, getting a local SIM card or an international data plan can save you from expensive roaming charges. And if you're not comfortable using smartphones, consider a simple solution like a pocket-sized Wi-Fi hotspot. This way, you can use your phone or tablet anywhere without worrying about unreliable hotel Wi-Fi. And finally, one of the best ways to make travel stress-free is to embrace the unexpected. No matter how much you plan, things will go wrong. Flights get delayed, reservations mix up, and weather changes plans. But the secret to truly enjoying travel after 70: roll with it. Some of the best travel memories come from the unexpected moments. The wrong turn that leads to a hidden cafe. The missed train that leads to a delightful conversation with a stranger. At the end of the day, travel isn't about checking off a list of places. It's about experiencing the world in a way that brings you joy. So whether you're planning your first big trip in years or you're a seasoned traveler looking for your next adventure, remember, age is just a number, but wisdom is your greatest travel companion. Pack smart, travel safe, and most importantly, enjoy every moment. And if you found these tips helpful, let me know in the comments. What's one travel lesson you've learned over the years? And if you'd like more tips on making the most of life after 70, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next adventure.